Hello, my name is Rocket and welcome back to episode 7 of my Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team 100% playthrough. Now last episode we 100% completed Wrong Path and went through Mount Blaze and defeated the Warrior of Fire Moltres. And today we continue on our journey as fugitives and we just arrived at the world of snow, and this is exactly where we are. Actually, last episode was a bit short, so I'm going to try to do a bit more this episode to compensate on that. Since I did edit the Wrong Path shenanigans out, I didn't really know much about the time, but I already know how much time it kind of takes, so this episode will probably be a bit longer than the last one. But with that, welcome to the world of snow. The music is already awesome, as this game usually has, and let's continue with the game with episode 7. Brr, it's cold. Achoo! Yuck, my nose is running, and it's freezing. Isn't this one lonely place? See how deep the snow is? I haven't seen any other Pokemon for a while either. Maybe we're all alone here. Oh, what's the matter? What's that? What was that? It looked like a Pokemon, but did I imagine that? No, I don't think so. I'm sure there was somebody there. I wondered what they were doing in this lonely place. I guess thinking about it won't help us. We should keep moving. Oh, Dan, look! See that? Those trees are frozen. Look at that, that looks awesome. Man, I love this game. Wow, the snow is like frozen powder. It looks pretty, but it must be harsh there. Okay, we don't have a choice. We have to get through this place. It'll be horribly cold. I'd rather not go if I didn't have to. But hiding out in this area isn't the answer either. We can only go forward. We'll just have to keep our spirits up and keep going, Dan. And we reach another point here. I'm gonna check my storage because it is probably not, as good as I would like it to. Have a lot of gummies. And alright. I actually maybe want to give the power band to, maybe not. I'm just gonna store it. Alright. I'm gonna save again. Everything's running smoothly. And, remember when I said there were 2 dungeons that you could only, go into once? Well, the other one is Snowpath. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do another 100% dungeon already. This is the last one. There are only 2 dungeons that you will only go through it once. Actually, Snowpath is a little different because you can go through it twice, but I'll talk about that a little bit. Yeah, we're going to go to Snowpath. So Snowpath has 4 Pokemon. It's a little bit shorter. It has Azurill, Furret, Nosepass, and Pineco, and can actually find them in fewer floors. So the Pokemon department is going to be a little easier. The problem is the items is the same. There's 25 items. The only difference, I think, being from the Rock Path to the Snow Path, is that instead of finding big apples, we find usual apples. So I still have 25 items to find, but we have to start somewhere, so let's go to the Snow Path. Just like the Rock Path, I'm going to go through it once without editing, and after that I'm going to rejoin the Snow Path until I get all the items. Rock Path still took us 129 times, so hopefully we can actually find the orbs a little bit faster. Those are probably the things that are going to keep us in this dungeon a bit longer than I would like to, but it's part of the my extra challenges that I usually put in my 100% playthroughs. Well, now let's go into Snow Path for the first time, and I have my pen and everything ready, and already we find an orb. That's a good sign. So we have an escape orb. Oh god, where's the escape orb? There we go. Alright, so escape orb is checked, and we also have an apple over here. Very good. Let's see here. We find a Furret. I should go down pretty easily. There we go. And an Azurill. Gonna cross those out. Alright, let's see what else we can find. Something kind of hard to see is how the dungeon is, you know, formed, because it's white. And, alright, an ore berry. And, you know, the snow is kind of, you know, very clear, very white as well. So it's kind of hard to, you know, check everything, but I don't think we'll find any more items, so I'm just going to move on here. And let's go to the snowpath second floor. Find another Azrael. Cross that out, and let's see what else we can find. Dead end over here. Oh, never mind. There's actually something over here. Another ferret. Alright, already crossing most of the Pokemon. Have a max elixir. Alright, what else? Have some gravel rock. That's probably a big common, right? And ground get. Alright. And my god, it is hard to see. That way I can actually do this by select, and I can actually see a bit better if I do G2, and look at a nose pass. So there we go. So just like the wrong path, no Pokemon are recruitable here, and obviously we couldn't recruit them either way because we're fugitives, so we can actually not recruit any Pokemon currently. But you know, I think it's something I should mention. You probably see it on your screen right now at your right though. And let's move on to Snowpath Floor 3. Have a Pineco. Look at that, super cute. So Pineco can only be found in floor 3 and 4, so we won't be finding much of those. And look at some water that I can go over, but you know, Bulba can't. Pretty cool. Have some more gravel rock. I don't really need it, so I'm just gonna leave it there. And ooh, another orb. My god, I'm being super lucky, not gonna lie. What did we get? A trap burst orb. There you go. It's really nice that we find the orbs. They're probably the rarest thing I'm going to be having issues with. But yeah, look at that Pineco. He's just kind of stuck there. With that, let's go to the last floor of the snowpath. And alright, let's see here. We already find the stairs. Another nose pass. Alright. There we go, just crossed that over, and you know, he blocked us. We kind of immobile for a little bit. But more gravel rock, so gravel rock is pretty common. And we should be finishing snowpath, you know. Obviously a little bit easier to go through than wrong path because we already have the extra levels under our belt. But oh well. I think we're done here, so I'm gonna get out of snowpath. And it should be the same text. What the? Isn't this where we started from? I guess that path we took just loops back to where it started. It looks like we have to get through the frosty forest Milan. Dan, let's do our best. And that, I'm gonna go back to the snow path, just like the wrong path, and I'm gonna do everything that I need to do. And yeah, you'll probably see the same type of cutting and editing that I did on the last episode. So let's get to it. I'll see you in a little bit when all this is done. So let's go and do it. Snowpath. Alright, I'm back from finishing the snow path. It was not as bad as rock path. I only went through it 97 times, so that's a little bit less than the rock path. I think it went a little bit faster because, you know, I was already very high leveled and there are less Pokemon for me to find. Um, and yeah, it's still a lot of times to be going to the same dungeon, and there's only 25 items. That kind of sounds like a lot, but it isn't. The next dungeons we're going to go through have an insane amount of items. I just kind of checked, and it's crazy. There's buried items, and there's so many items I didn't even count. But yeah, we're crazy strong right now. I went back and got my basic build, I guess, that I usually like to take a little bit. Also got an escape orb now, because, you know, I want to use a little bit more of the orbs, and I think the escape orb is a good one. So Dan is level 36, and Bulba is level 35. He actually has a warp orb I don't want him to have, so I'm gonna store that. I'm gonna save. And yeah, that was crazy. It was a little bit quicker because of how low Pokemon it had and how high level I was, but it was still pretty crazy. We're going to go through the next dungeon that we are supposed to go, so the Frosty Forest. And let's finally continue with the journey. The two dungeons that I had to do were 100% because it was an one-time only dungeon that can only go into in this particular moment is done, and we now will go through the game normally and finish every dungeon and do everything about, you know, the story and everything like that. And after all that is done, then I will come back and start 100%ing the remaining dungeons. But you know, those two had to be an exception, but it's done finally. Being a fugitive is probably the least favorite part of this game for me, because I can't take Pokemon with me that I really like, and I can't recruit Pokemon, which also sucks. But yeah, I finally went through that. We're almost finished as being fugitives as well. So let's just continue and enter the Frosty Forest. It's going to be freezing cold, but let's try our best. So we can't recruit any Pokemon yet. But yeah, something that you might have noticed from the, you know, me getting all the items and everything like that is that I added like these dots on the map of the dungeon because of the dungeon having like this white color and whatnot. It was kind of hard to see. And something new already that we're going to be finding in the Frosty Forest is the Kecleon shop. That's right. You can have these Kecleon shops where you can buy items. And welcome. And you can see there's a Petrify Orb over there. There's an Insomnoscope. Let's see what that does. A hold item that prevents the Pokemon from going to sleep, napping, having a nightmare, or yawning. You have a Laud Orb. Inflicts damage on the target up to 2 tiles away. We have an X-ray Specs. I really like this item. A whole item that enables the Pokemon to see the location of items and foes. This is something I really want. But I'm kind of hoping I find it in the future. Since I have 100%ed the dungeons already that I had to do, this item isn't that important, but knowing exactly where enemies and items are can be very helpful for 100%ing dungeons, obviously, because, you know, if I'm looking for a particular item and I'm just going across the floor and there's no item left, you know, if I have those X-Packs, I actually know exactly where to go and where to find those items. And we have another Warp Orb. So, you know, very interesting items. He's also holding a Reviver Seed. Ooh, that's a good one. So, you know, you can pay for the items here. If you do not pay, the Kecleon will attack you, and they are crazy strong, like crazy strong. But I await your next visit. So yeah, this is something new. I'm not sure if this is the first dungeon where we get the Kecleon shop available for us, but it is pretty crazy, right? Something else that we might find, I'm not sure if in this dungeon or the next, is the, you know when I click here it says weather clear right there. a little, you know, above our playtime, we're actually going to start to have different weathers that can impact positively or negatively towards us as well. And something I didn't mention that I just thought about right now is that I taught Dan the move Rain Dance. He learned it at level 34 or 33, something like that. So Rain Dance can be a very good move. Changes the dungeon floor's weather to rain over several turns. That can be very useful, and we will actually witness that very soon. So yeah, there's a lot of things for me to talk about. Actually, I don't like that I substituted Bite for Rain Dance. Since I had Tackle and Water Gun, I went for Bite, but I actually think I don't need to have my moves linked because of how strong I am. So when I do go back to the Gulpin shop, I'm going to pay 150 Poke, I think, and I can actually get the Bite move back, and I'm actually going to delink Tackle and Water Gun and substitute Bite with Tackle. And we got there a stamina, oh god, I forgot, stamina band that I think makes your belly a little bit bigger, so you take more time of being hungry. So yeah, a whole item that slows down quickly the Pokemon bellies goes down. So, you know, very interesting new items. There's a lot of new things, a lot of different variety of items coming through to this dungeon. I probably 100%ed the easiest ones, and it took me over 200 times going through dungeons, right? I think 100%ing these dungeons in the future is going to be hella crazy. But yeah, I'm talking a little bit too much. I need to get across the floors and continue through the Frosty Forest. If, oh, there's a Ditto. Ditto used Transform, that could be pretty cool. Have some Piloswine. I'm not sure if he found anything new other than the, you know, the ferrets and things like that that we found as we moved along through the snow bath. Yeah, some really cool stuff. I'm sorry if the map is a little bit annoying because of the dots. I do find it a little bit weird because I usually keep it on clear. But because I actually had a bit of trouble within the snow bath, just like checking where everything was, the different floors, and you know, I thought adding the dots just for these dungeons are a bit harder for me to, you know, catch an eye on what's happening on the map. I can easily do it with these dots on the map. And once we stop having these very clear dungeons with very bright colors, I can actually go back and do something else. I'm actually gonna leave Bulba there and see what else we can find over here. Maybe this floor stairs. I think Bulba can take care of himself at this point. And we have a Piloswine. That's actually a lot of experience points. Yeah, there's a lot of cool Pokemon I could probably recruit here, but we are still fugitives, which means we cannot. And we have some dots here. Someone has intruded upon the forest. The enfeebled flow of icy winds is the intrusion to blame. It must be stopped, for it is to protect the forest. And we move on to the 6th floor, so that's kind of creepy, right? But yeah, wow, I think this is the only dungeon that has something like that, and I think that's really cool. And you know, there's someone that wants to stop us. Maybe it's that Absol that we found a little bit earlier. Who knows? It could be. But you know, you just have to go to the top and find out. We do have more nose pads being annoying over here. We can take care of them very easily with how high leveled we are because of the other dungeons. So no, I do not want to work your way. I'm just gonna do that. It's a bit awkward walking into water. I have a sleeping Piloswine. I don't think there's anything over here. Again, not again. Maybe there is. I'm gonna try to check something out. I think Bulbasaur can actually take care of himself very well, so I can kind of just check things by myself. And there is the stairs. And a bit of gravel rock I don't really need. So let's just keep moving on and see what new Pokemon we have. We have a Mighty Anna, so that's very cool. But obviously we're going to be one-shotting him, and a lot more Poke is what we need. I have like, what, 18,000, that's crazy. And I'm actually gonna bubble this one because I do want that Poke, and I need to get into that position to continue. And you have more Poke and another special band. That could be very cool. And with that, let's move on to the 8th floor. And more Poke. Crazy how much Poke you find. And we have a gold gummy, so the gold gummy is for psychic types. So psychic types, right? Or is it, no, I think yellow is electric, and so gold is for psychic, I believe. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We don't have any psychic type Pokemons into our team yet, but hopefully soon. And yeah, let's just keep moving on. I did spam my bubble a little bit too much. It only has 15 PP, so it's kind of fast. And we are getting hungry as well. And look at that, a Snorunt. I really like Snorunt. It looks awesome. But yeah, goodbye Snorunt. We can't recruit you yet. But yeah, I do love Snorunt. It looks amazing. Oh, that one was a Ditto. What a fake. Never mind. I can't tell from a different, a real one from a fake one, right? We reached the midpoint. I'm going to save. Everything is working just fine in the recording, so yeah, we can just chill about that. And let's move on to the Frosty Grotto. So this is, what, 5 floors, I believe? And there are some cool Pokemon, you know, like the Smetang. And there's the Weather Snow, so you finally find Weather. Now, I'm actually not going to change it for now. I want to see the consequences of having the Snow Weather. And yeah, let's see what Snow Weather does, if it does something. Maybe it just boosts like Ice type moves. We do find a Blue Gummy, though that's for water types. That would boost Dan's IQ actually. But let's just keep moving. So, you know, the Snow Weather not doing much, so no need for us to use Rain Dance just yet. And the snow again. So as you can see, we now have these different weathers. And I'm just gonna leave Bulba. Ah, he came back to me. And you know, we have different weathers now. We have the Kecleon shops. So a lot of cool things, and you know, a lot more things I need to collect for my 100% completion on the dungeon. But I am looking forward to doing it. But at the same time, it's kind of crazy, you know, how much things I'm going to be having to do and how much grinding. Because, you know, 200-ish times I just went in 2 dungeons and we had like 25 items because how crazy rare orbs are. And I have to do some more crazy shenanigans in these dungeons. It has such a big variety of items. You know, it's kind of scary actually. It's intimidating to know how much items and things I'm going to have to collect to complete a dungeon. And look at that, this floor is actually filled with Poke. Holy... Is that Poke? Oh my god, we're so rich. We're going to buy so many friend areas, it's going to be crazy. Oh god, what is happening? Alright. I was having a bit of difficulties going through there, but we're going fine now. You have still the snowy weather, not really affecting us in any way, so I think we can relax a little bit. And I think that is the last floor of the Frosty Grotto. And yeah, we reached the top. We sure have traveled far into this forest. I think we'll be out if we can get through this part. It shouldn't be far. Let's keep going. Huh? Dan, did you say something? I didn't think so. I thought I heard a voice. I must have imagined it. Turn back. You may not pass. Who's there? You are forbidden to pass. If you persist in trying to pass, then so be it, but only after you have defeated me. Ow, it's too bright. The ice around us is reflecting this light. I am Articuno, the warder of ice. Those that enter the forest I shall destroy with all my might. Let us begin. And another boss battle against Articuno. So we are actually higher level than Articuno. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, that is true. I'm going to go to Bulba over here and give him some sleep powder so that can help us a little bit. We do have 1 reviver seed, so I think we should be fine in this boss battle. I'm going to bubble him. And I actually missing use agility. So agility is a very scary move. I don't think we saw Zapdos and Moltres use it, but it doubles its speed, which means he can attack twice in 1 turn, which is really crazy strong, right? But hopefully we do okay here, and he doesn't get too many agilities off. Alright, we're just gonna keep using our Link boost while we still have it for these crazy tough boss battles we do have. And holy, we just one-shot Articuno. But there we go, another boss fight completed. Obviously a lot easier because of our high level due to the 100% challenges, but hey. Please, Articuno. You have to get through, no matter what it takes. Please let us pass. No, I cannot allow your passage. Why? Why can't we pass? The frigid forest airs. It has warmed considerably in recent times. Warmed up? I'm still freezing, but the flow of frigid air has been disturbed in the forest. Snow has started to melt. Snow is melting. Snow that has never melted before. This has never happened, even once. Then you appeared in the forest. Is this not your doing? Goddammit. We don't have anything to do with that. It's a coincidence. Please, Articuno, hear me out. It isn't our fault that the snow started melting here. It's not just here. Natural calamities are taking place everywhere right now. The forest's frigid airflow would have been disturbed even if he hadn't come. Is that all? You expect me to believe that? Enough of your foolish talk. Prepare for your end. Stop it. And ooh, Absol. There's nothing false in what they said. Calamities are indeed occurring in nature everywhere. Is that true? Yes. I have the ability to sense natural disasters. The calamities taking place now are of a special nature. I never experienced such before. So, there are calamities besides this? Fine. I will choose to believe you. You may pass. Articuno. However, you must try to prevent the calamities from spreading. I'm counting on you. Yep, we promise, Articuno. Phew, that was too close. Thank you, you saved us. Rather than saying thanks, focus on stopping the calamities before they worsen. If they are left unchecked, worse will befall us. My instinct warns me so. I sense the terrible power of the natural calamities. I was led here by my feelings of foreboding. Foreboding? I didn't quite catch what that word was, I apologize. I think it would be best if we combine forces. I will join you. Huh? You will? Really? Really? To put an end to the calamities, cooperation is vital. Let me lend you my powers. Thank you, Absol. And we have a new recruit. Yes, we cannot recruit Pokemon for the full time we are fugitives, but the game at least gives us Absol. And if you don't know nothing about me, Dark-type Pokemon are my favorite. And now we have an Absol, which is obviously a really cool looking Dark-type Pokemon. And I can't wait to use them in our dungeons. And so, after getting through the Frosty Forest, Dan's team headed further north. The more they advanced, the harsher the conditions became. And I will continue the game. The last episode was actually a bit short, so we're actually going to go through one more dungeon. So yes, we do want to save our adventure. We got a new teammate, we got a new boss defeated. And there we are, Dan, Bulba, and Absol. This icy mountain path seems to go on forever. We've walked a long way here. Bulba looks exhausted too. We've been running all this time out of desperation. What's in store for us ahead? Are we really doing the right thing? Brr, this is too cold. There's nothing but snow here. The scenery has been the same for a while. I wonder if we're really making progress. Hey Dan, I was thinking. I think we've come to a place that's empty except for us. I have this feeling there's nothing ahead of here, even if we keep moving. And I'm getting exhausted. Me too. What's going to happen to us? I don't know. I'm sorry. I said something stupid to frighten you. There isn't any point in wondering about what might happen, not after coming this far. Even though we don't know what's ahead, we only know by pressing on. Don't worry, there's got to be something ahead. I have faith in you, Dan. That's what brought me here. And that's not changing. I still have faith in you, Dan. I'll keep going wherever you go. Yes, Bulba trusts me without any doubt. I can't afford to be indecisive. I have to believe in myself more. What? What? What was that? Dizzy? Or what? Huh? Is something wrong, Dan? Finally. Finally you have arrived. Someone is talking to me, Bulba? No. This voice isn't Bulba. This voice, I've heard it somewhere. Finally, you have arrived. I've been waiting for you. Gardevoir? I am so glad. Finally, we get to meet. You're... what? Dan? Is something the matter? Why are you talking to yourself? I cannot be seen by others. I am visible only to you. A little farther ahead, there is a jagged mountain range topped by Mount Freeze. Inside its peak, Ninetales lives. Ninetales? Ninetales awaits your arrival. Beware. Oh, wait. Hey, Dan, Dan! What's the matter? What happened? Oh, so something like that happened. Gardevoir appeared to you. That's why you were looking so stunned earlier. I'm amazed though. Ninetales isn't just a legend, it really exists. And that Ninetales is up at the peak. Dan, all the effort we put into getting here, it's finally going to bear fruit. We'll meet Ninetales and get the truth. We'll finally get rid of the suspicions others have about you, Dan. Awesome. Listen, Dan, don't be so worried. It'll be alright. It's only natural that you would be scared of meeting Ninetales, Dan. The heartless human who abandoned Gardevoir. It may be you. I can understand how you could think that, but that's impossible. You're not that human, I'm sure. How can you say that? Well, there was a time where I had some doubts. But now? I wonder why. I really don't know why. But it's alright, Dan. You're a really good sort. You know, before, when I first get the idea to start a rescue team, I met you in the tiny woods, Dan. Now that I think about it, there was something different about you. It is strange, isn't it? But Dan, I believe in you. Anyway, we'll know the truth when we get to the peak. Dan, let's do our best. Alright, so let's just store a few items, shall we? I want to get rid of those. All these gummies back into the storage. And there we go. We're going to be saving our adventure after that nice little bit of dialogue. And Absol is actually with us. So the difference between... Hi Dan, are you ready? All set, which way should we go? So you can actually return to the snow path like here. So you can actually join the snow path either in the Frosty Forest or in Mount Freeze. I actually believe now that I think about it that maybe going through snow path here would be better because Absol gets experience points as well. But I did not think about it until this point, so that's a bit unfortunate. But this is the only other time that you can enter Snowpath if you do feel like you need more training. But yeah, we are going to Mount Freeze, already completed 100% the Snowpath, but unfortunately we didn't get a few levels on Absol. But oh well. Okay, let's go. Let's do our best to reach the peak. Alright, let's check out our cool dark type Absol. So let's see, Absol's level 20, very cool. No Scratch, Leer, Taunt, and Quick Attack. I'm gonna turn Leer and Taunt off for now. Let's see, let's talk to him. I'm here to fight off natural disasters. Let's check his IQ. I'm gonna turn these ones on as well. And I think that's it, right? So now we have a new member helping us, and this should be the last Icy type dungeon, I believe, because we are about to meet Ninetales. And this dungeon also has some crazy amount of variety of items. Like, it's actually insane how many items you can get here. I think you can actually get Kekleon shouts here as well, and I think there are also weather differences here. But we'll find about that in just a little bit, maybe. There's a few floors to go through. I think there's 15 before we reach the midpoint. I believe, I'm not really quite sure. And yeah, we are still fugitives, so we cannot recruit Pokemon yet. but we're close to being able to do that again. So that'll be great. You know how much I love recruiting Pokemon. And look at all these cool Pokemon. So we have Pineco, we have Shelgon, we have Swablu. I'm actually going to go back to Bulba here and turn off his sleep powder for now. And we should be fine just going through the dungeon like that. And the stairs should be here. Or this is a dead end. Yep, dead end. It's in the middle. Alright, let's go there. And a random Shelgon just appears here. Goodbye. You have more Poke, my god. So much Poke. Alright, but Absol is actually pretty nice leveled up. Like, level 20 is actually pretty good, right? And we have a freebie on floor 3, so let's go to floor 4 and let's see what we have here. A Blast Sage, sure, why not? And, another Shelgon. And it actually gives us a lot of experience, almost 300. That's actually really good. Especially compared to what I was getting in the Snowpath. But like, Azumarill? Azumar? No. Wait, that's not the one. Wait, what's her name? Oh god, I forget. The pre-evolution. Is it Azumarill? No, that's the evolution. Or not. I'm so confused. Right, it doesn't matter, but it gives like 60, so before getting Marill. Oh my god, what's her name? I don't know. Right, but we got a new item that I actually want to talk about as well. So we have the Iron Thorns. So Iron Thorns, a throwing item that inflicts damage if it hits. It actually goes in a straight line. It works very similarly to the Gravel Rock. The Gravel Rock actually goes, you know, up and down, while the Thorn goes, you know, straight. So imagine, if I was here, right, I could actually Gravel Rock the Seal, because the Gravel Rock goes above Bulba. But the Iron Thorns actually don't, and I would actually hit Bulba, so I actually have to do this, and actually do a lot of damage. Like, look at that, we actually got Dan at level 37 because of it. It does a lot of damage. Gravel Rocks are a bit easier to use because you can use it in almost any situation, but these Thorns, right? Yeah, the Thorns just do so much damage. I think these are new items we haven't found yet, so I think it was nice to talk about that a little bit. And they are crazy good. I actually can't go back there, so I'm just gonna go alone. And we have some more Iron Thorn. I'm gonna get a few of them. We actually have the floor right here, so we will be reunited with our rescue team in just a little bit. Here we go. Let's see what else we can find. I have a Peach Berry. A Swablu, I'm just gonna bubble away. Goodbye. We're so strong. Level 37 is crazy high, right? But oh well. So Mount Freeze 7 floor. We have a Zangoose. Really cool looking Pokemon. And let's see here. I'm right here. Alright, I'm still running alone. Isn't what exactly what I would like, especially against Swords Dance Zangoose. So hopefully you can find the stairs quickly, or you know, it could be a problem. Oh god, I am stuck here. I need to release Bulba, and the stairs are right here, so sure. Let's just try to get rid of this sill pretty quickly so you can move on before Absol actually gets himself into trouble as well. And continue, we're halfway there before we get to the midpoint, so very good. Alright, I'm gonna swap positions there with Absol. We have a Vigoroth and an Oranberry, really cool. So 32 damage, that's actually not bad. Actually, I'm gonna let Absol take care of this Vigoroth, really cool. Good job, Absol. And let's see, more Poke, awesome. Gotta love that Poke. We are super rich. Come on, X! Oh no. If it was the goggles, so the goggles cost like 4,000 Poke. So if we actually got the goggles there, I would have been super happy. But no, we got the other ones that prevent sleeping that we found in the Caglion shop, right? And we have Weather Snow, so we're still fine, I think. Let's just keep moving. We don't really need to use Rain Dance or something like that. There are some harmful weathers out there, so it's still nice to have a Pokemon with the weather condition change. Be very helpful. Alright, he's not attacking. And we don't want him to die, so get out of here, Zangoose. Leave Absol alone? We're getting hungry. We have the stairs, though. I think we should be able... Maybe not. I think we will need to use the apple, but that's fine. That's what they're for. I think we... Have we used an apple? I think we used one apple to this point, which is crazy. We do have the stairs over there. I don't know why I'm not going to there. I guess it's from Snowpath, but... Need to get back into, you know, getting to that floor and continuing through the dungeon. And we still have the snowy weather. And we're getting dizzy from hunger, so I'm actually gonna eat my apple. That should restore us a nice amount of, you know, our belly. I have a lot of Pokemon. Right, this Pokemon, this is something interesting. Is this Pokemon called Pineco or Chincho? I really never, like, that's something I never knew, I guess. I always called it Chincho, but some people call it Pineco. I never knew how you actually pronounce that Pokemon correctly. But regardless, I'm not sure what I want to call it, but I'm still evolving to level 21, or leveling up, and learns Bite. So I actually think Taunt can be a very strong move, so I'm actually gonna get rid of Leer. And you know, we already know a little bit about what Bite does from Squirtle. So let me just go to Absol really quick and change the... There we go. Change the order of the moves. Let's see more Poke. Great. And let's continue to the 12th floor. And you still have that snowy weather. You have a pink gummy. I think that's poison types. So very good. Alright, let's see if he can take care of it. He does a lot of damage. Holy, goodbye, Zangoose. Absol is a beast. And let's get some more Poke. He sure loves giving us some nice amount of money. And one more Poke over here. So the stairs should be right here. Exactly. Great. So we're almost at the midpoint. Still with the snowy weather. And we have a Survivor nearby. That's pretty crazy. I'm gonna get a Peachy Berry because that could be good against Survivor if he does poison us. And I just messed up again. I'm gonna have to go this way. It's a bit weird moving through the water, but I'm going to mess up a little bit, especially since I'm actually trying to go crazy fast. And let's see, you have a power band, great. Let's move on to the 14th floor. Have a slacking. And we got a Reviver Seed. I just noticed we got a Reviver Seed. That's super good. That's crazy good, right? Oh god, I only read it when I was fighting that slagging, and oh my god, getting a Reviver Seed is so good. We're getting hungry again. I don't think we have any more apples. I only brought one. I wasn't expecting to actually have any belly problems, but I do have some oranberries and some seeds that I can, you know, eat if needed. But we do have the stairs right here, and we reached the midpoint. We're going to be saving. Right, should be 5 more floors to the top of the Mount Freeze Peak. So let's see what we do have here. Oh god, Glalie just used Icy Wind. So the only Pokemon you can find in the... Oh god, what is Absol doing alone? Oh god, alright, we're gonna throw him an Oranberry. There we go, all healed up. So yeah, Absol, not Absol. Glalie is the only Pokemon you can find in the Mount Freeze Peak, which is kind of weird, right? Only one Pokemon. Yeah. And we're just going to move along, get more Poke. We're super rich. Look at that, almost 20,000. We're gonna waste it all on rescue, on friend ideas for the rescuing, or recruiting the Pokemon, not rescuing. I mean, we're still going to rescue Pokemon. But more Poke, it's so crazy. Alright, there's a Lally up here, and there is the stairs, so really good. And we still one-shot him, so that's awesome. And it should be one more floor to them, and another blue gummy. That should be awesome for Dan's IQ if you do make him eat it. And we have Lally over here. And another Oranberry, right? There was a few Lallies down there, so I'm actually going to go this way. And yeah, let's see if we... There are the stairs over there, so we are finished with the Mount Freeze Peak. We finally arrived. This is the summit, isn't it? I wonder where Ninetales is. There they are. I spotted Dan. Alright, I see them. Alakazam? It's about time. We finally caught up to you. Your fugitive act dragged us all the way out here. Pipe down, Tyranitar. We can finally settle things here. I can barely contain myself. I'm itching for a fight. Bulba, don't think badly of me. I don't know how to show mercy. Dan, I didn't wish for this conclusion, but this too is fate. The role of a rescue team is to help bring peace. We will crush you with every shred of our power. Get them! Seize this at once! Wow, look at Alakazam's face. The first time I played this game, that face made me just laugh for a long time. It's crazy funny. But what? Ninetales. What? Ninetales? That's Ninetales? The legend. It was real. Cease fighting at once, Alakazam. They are my guests. Tell us, Ninetales. Who was the human that appeared in the legend? No, even before that, was the legend itself a true event? Depending on your reply, I may have no choice but to eliminate them. Whether they consider my curse to be a legend or not, I care not. However, it did happen. Many years ago, I tried to lay a curse on a human. It was then, however, that Gardevoir, the human's partner, dashed in. It selflessly, bore the full brunt of the curse meant for the human. Then the human did a selfish and cowardly thing. They abandoned Gardevoir and fled. The human eventually became a Pokémon. Transformed into a Pokémon, the human lives on. And that human would be? Who is the human that you speak of? Dan? You may relax. It is not you. Just now. What did you just say? Dan is not the human that appears in the legend. That is what I said. What? What's happening to me? I'm too tense up to move. Oof. Oof. Deep breaths. In, out. In, out. In, out. Phew. Oh, wow. Fantastic. That's great. I knew that Dan wasn't involved. I knew it. There's no way that Dan would do those terrible things. I have another thing to say. It is true that I foretold of the world's balance becoming unstable. However, that human becoming a Pokemon and the world's balance are not linked in any way. The cause of the natural calamities, it exists elsewhere. Hey you were wrong. You were wrong to hound and harass Dan. We apologize. We're sorry. We got worked up by that Gengar. No. I suspected Gengar right from the start. Dan just doesn't look like a treacherous type. If only that were true. But I must say, you are to be commended for prevailing through this cruel journey and discovering the truth. Impressive, Dan. Excellent. I knew I was right. Huh? Oh, but wait. Then why did Dan turn into a Pokemon? I understand that Dan isn't the human from that legend, And how do you explain Dan becoming a Pokemon? Dan, who are you? The ground's heavy. Quake? The world's crust is shifting. The natural calamities are worsening, and the shifting of the grounds. It will awaken the beast that embodies the ground. The beast that slept deep underground. Groudon will be awakened. What? Groudon is rising? Groudon? What is that? What's a Groudon? A legendary Pokemon that has been spoken of only in myths. It is the Pokemon that raised land masses and created continents. It is said to have taken to sleep after catastrophic battle with its archenemy, Kyogre. If Groudon were to get loose, there would be chaos. It must be stopped. We will go. We'll go too. No. You must remain behind. Groudon is far more powerful than any Pokemon you have faced. Leave it to us. That's how it goes. You go back to your rescue team base for well-earned rest. Don't worry about us. We didn't get our gold rank the easy way. We'll get the job done, and we'll be back before you know it. Fine. We're off to quell Groudon. And thus, Alakazam's team made their way underground to quell the awakened Groudon. Meanwhile, cleared of all suspicion, Dan's team put an end to their long and arduous journey and returned to their welcoming rescue team base. And let's save our adventure. We're not done yet. Could be a bigger episode, I think. Meanwhile, back in the Pokemon Square. You lot, why aren't you out there hunting down Dan's team? That's easy for you to say. It's too much for us. They say Dan's team has gone way far out there. If we went, the best we could hope for is maybe the Lapis Cave. I joined the chase, but they fled into Mount Blaze. For the life of me, I can't go in there, and that's where I lost their trail. I'm a grass type, see? Fire doesn't agree with me at all. I don't know what became of Dan's team after that, but those fugitives, to think they would risk Mount Blaze, they grown up tough. I can't keep up. What a spineless lot you are. Tch. You're so full of big talk. What about you, your team, Gengar? You just hang around the square and don't do a thing. Walk the talk, you guys go. Part of that picture. Our role is to receive word about Dan's demise. Tch. Just appoint yourself, man. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Metacham, what's the word? Dan is... Oh, finally. We're finally rid of Dan. No, it's the opposite. Dan is back. What did you say? Hey, over there. Dan. They're back. Hi, everyone. We're back. Phew. We finally made it back. We've been gone for so long. It feels kind of nostalgic to be back in the square, Dan. Hey, Bulba. Oh, it's you, Gengar. It's been a while. What's with that smug confidence? Maybe? Gengar, everything you said was completely wrong. Dan had nothing to do with it. Dan was innocent. What? Is that true? Yup. We met Ninetales and asked. Dan isn't the human from the legend. We're back because we discovered the truth. Well, wait a second, you can't be trusted yet. If you're going to make that claim, let's see some proof. Proof? That's right, some hard evidence. Let's see some proof, come on, out with it. Proof. We don't have any proof. It's too bad for you that you don't have proof. You came back for us so we could get rid of you easier. How conveniently foolish. Now, fellow Pokemon, here's your chance to get rid of Dan. What's wrong, everyone? Don't you want to get rid of Dan? I always believed in Dan. You don't fool me. I'm out. I was saved by Dan's team before. I joined the chase with a heavy heart because of your arguing. But I simply can't think of Dan being sad in any way. Or being bad. Why can't I read? I've heard enough too. I believe Dan. Yeah, that's right. Who needs proof? Everyone. Extra, extra. Read all about it. Even Pelipper comes out helps this. What? What is this? It looks like a newspaper, doesn't it? Okay, I'll read it aloud. Let's see. Pokemon News Extra. Dan Innocent. Dan met with Ninetales under the watchful eye of Alakazam and proved that it had nothing to do with the human legend. As a result, Gengar's claims were found to be malicious lies. End. You rotten. Run! Stop, you liar, you conned us! I love how Absol just does nothing. He's just like back there, just kind of seeing how everything plays out. Welcome back! Yup, it's good to be back. We're back like we promised. I'm so glad. Dan isn't suspected anymore. Yup, I'm glad too. We won't have to keep running from everyone anymore. Dan? We're both exhausted. I'm going to get some sleep. Our rescue team gets revived tomorrow. Let's try to do our best. The next morning. Alright, and this is where I'm going to be ending today's episode. Last episode was a bit short. I think it was just a little bit over 30 minutes. I did think that it was going to be a bit, bigger. So hopefully I made up with it in this episode. I think it's a little bit longer, probably than I would have liked anyway. So yeah, with that, if you made it till the end, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, thank you. I'll see you next time.